Hey folks, David proposing the Matrix. How the heck are you? Doing pretty good myself today. Yeah, I got a little bit of good news the other day, and just hoping and praying that it just keeps going up and up. More good news, more good news. So anyway, I was thinking about what to do today, and my wife and I were discussing something as we were driving around this morning. And we came upon the subject of something that happened back in January of 2016, so a little more than 10 years ago. Oh man, how the time flies. It's like I remember this happening last year or something, you know. It's just amazing, especially as you get older, man. Time just whew. And this particular thing that happened in January of 2016 really pissed me off. It really did. Because it came on the heels, well, not directly on the heels, but if you look at government blunders and government control and government force control, it came at the heels of, I'm telling you, folks, when it rains, it pours. Hold on a second. I got to tell this person I can't. Come on. Oh, would you come on? Let's see. Okay. If it was anybody else, I wouldn't even have done that, but my sister. So anyway, all right. So, this thing that happened back in January of 2016 really ticked me off. It really did, because it was the epitome of what was going on during the Obama administration. You know, when he first got elected, he stood up and said, "I'm going to fundamentally change this country." You know, it's like, look at the word fundamental. It means foundation. Okay, the foundation. What is the foundation? The Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights. So he's going to change those things? Well, he did his best. He didn't succeed for the most part, except he ramrodded through Obamacare. Jeez, what a failure that is. Anyway, I'm going down an avenue I don't want to go down right now. So, what happened before 2016, there was you got to understand, if you don't live out west here, you got to understand what goes on here. The federal government, over the years, has taken over a lot of free-range land. They just take it over, eminent domain, or whatever you want to call it. And I really don't think they even ask the states if they can do that, you know. States are supposed to be in charge of the land that's within their borders, right? But the federal government, oh yeah, well, we're going to take this, we're going to take that. My goodness, you know, it's crazy. But anyway, what they've done over the years is they've taken over grazing land in Western Oregon, Eastern Oregon, West Nevada, Eastern Washington, and things like that, all throughout the West. And they've so graciously told the ranchers that have been there for generations and generations, yes, you can use the land. Okay. So one of the things that's done or has been done in our country and in different regions is that when a farmer wants to, or a rancher wants to clear the ground on a very wind-free day, with the fire department sitting there and the ability to put out any fire that might come up, they light the fields on fire, and it just cleans everything up. You know, all the weeds and everything burn up, and it prepares the land for the winter time. You know, it's going to rain, and when it rains, the seeds, and it will germinate in the spring, and new grass will come up, and the cattle are happy, the buffalo are happy, and everything else. And so I guess a couple of ranchers decided to do this and got arrested for doing it, for committing arson on BLM land, Bureau of Land Management land. And so to protest this, wait a minute, I'm going too fast here. This was circa 2016. But before that, there was an instance that happened, and I do believe it was in Western Nevada. in some grazing land there. You think of Nevada as a desert. No, some parts of it are very lush, actually, and perfect for cattle. The federal government wanted to evict. The last name was Bundy. I think the old man's name was Clive Bundy, and he had sons. And so the federal government came in and said, you know what, we're not going to let you use this land anymore. And he said, well, I got news for you. We're going to use it. And there was quite a tense standoff that went on for a while. They were telling the federal government, you cross that line we've drawn out there, and we're going to go to war. And so the FBI... the federal government does things. They'll use one tactic, doesn't work. Then they'll use a stronger tactic that doesn't work. Well, nothing worked. And what happened was they ended up taking the Bundys to court, and they lost because of prosecutorial bad doings. I can't think of the word right now. But they screwed around in court and tried to nail the Bundys to the wall, and it didn't work. And the court saw what was going on, and they threw the case out. And ever since then, the Bundys have still been on that land, and they're still grazing their cattle there in the whole 9 yards, and there's no problem. Although it's still tense, and I think that maybe in the future someday it might go off again, but who knows? So. So that was like, I think, in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. Okay, so let's fast forward to 2016. You have people like, you have people that are grazing the land. This is in Eastern Oregon. Now, Eastern Oregon also is a desert. Many times it looks very much like Western Nevada. But again, there are areas where there's higher country with grass and things like that. Quite beautiful. I love the desert. I could live in the desert real easy. I lived in the Central Valley, California. It's basically a desert. But anyway. So we're talking about Eastern Oregon now, and so the government started harassing some ranchers there, and told them they couldn't graze there anymore. Well, in order to protest, several ranchers got together, and they took over something called the Malheur wildlife land. I can't remember exactly what it is. Sanctuary, I think it was. And they took it over, and really the place was run down, okay? And like many federal lands are, they don't take care of the land. So the protesters went in there and they cleaned the place up. They swept, picked up all the garbage, maintained the area around the place, and it looked a lot nicer than it did before they got there. And so they ran into the federal government again, and who wanted them out of there. But they were armed, and they said, no, we're not going anywhere. And you guys are violating our constitutional rights, and we're not going to stand for it. And we want everybody to know about it. And it made the news. It really did. It was kind of interesting how it did that, but it did. And especially with let's see, who was in office in 2016? I think that was the end of the Obama, right? Yeah, because the 20th would have been, I think, when the new administration came in, and that was Trump. Okay, so so they took over this place and had fairly good control of it. The feds tried to take it, I think, a couple times, and they were run off. And so instead of letting things just kind of wind down like things always do, they always wind down. But the government can't understand that. If you give it enough time, people would have gotten tired of doing it. Okay. And they would have said, after maybe a year, they would have said, you know what, we're not getting anywhere. The news isn't coming out. The feds aren't coming out anymore to bother us. What are we doing here? Nothing, except we're cleaning the place up for free. So they started to get harassed by the government more and more. So there was a man, his name was Levoy Finicum. Okay, I'll get it right. Levoy Finicum, Finicum, okay, and let's get something straight right away. I'm going to tell you the guy and his family are Mormons. Okay, I don't have a love affair with the Mormon religion. I think it's bizarre to start with, and it's an extraterrestrial religion when you get down to brass tacks, and it's a perversion of Scripture. So anyway, because I know there's going to be people out there. Oh well, you're sticking up for a Mormon. Well, you know what? If the people were pagans, or not pagans, but didn't have a religion, let's say, like a lot of Americans don't. They just want to live their lives without the burden of a religion. Now, Christianity is not a religion. Okay, let's put that in there right away. It's more of a relationship. What's that saying? Religion is man's attempt to try to reach God. Christianity is God's attempt to reach man. Okay. Big difference, and it's more of a relationship than a religion. Anyway, so let's put that to rest, because if we started talking about the Branch Davidians, we tell, oh yeah, well he was a cult member and he was doing this and he was doing that. It doesn't matter. First of all, there's no evidence of any children being in harm's way, and he was buying guns. Big deal. Everybody buys guns, especially in Texas. My God, But they had to use those two things to justify going in and saying, this guy's a danger, we got to get him out of here. I'm talking about the Waco thing with the Branch Davidians. And you go back a little further, there was Randy Weaver. Now, there was no religious thing that there at all, as far as I know. As a matter of fact, I think maybe he leaned more towards Christianity than anything else. But he supposedly, we don't know, tried to buy a sawed-off shotgun, and they were going to arrest him for that. And he said, "No, I'm going up on my mountain. You're not going to arrest me." So what a tragedy that was, because his wife was with child, I do believe, and she went out one day just to walk around the property, and a sniper from the government shot her dead. Of course, this didn't make Randy very happy, Randy Weaver, and so he held up in that house and stuff, and finally, after a while, like I said, given enough time and people get tired of doing stuff, so he finally gave up, and I really don't know. I know he didn't stay in jail very long, if he even went. But that was another case where the government set somebody up for failure, and the fact that a federal agent would try to sell a sawed-off shotgun, that's entrapment. It really is. It's and you could argue till the cows come home. No pun intended. That oh yeah, but still, it's not right to buy weapons without a license. Well, that's another discussion for another day. I'm really big on the Second Amendment, and I think if we were to take the Second Amendment literally, there would be no gun law. Well, there would be laws, of course, but there wouldn't be like registrations and stuff like that. And anyway, I'm going down the road again. I got to get back on the freeway here. Or the single lane road, okay, that we're on. So anyway, what happened was Levoy and I think some of the Bundys were with him, if I'm not mistaken. Well, we'll see, because we're going to watch some videos. But they decided that they were going to go have a powwow with the sheriff in another county. Okay, then they were in right there. And this sheriff was supposedly more sympathetic towards their cause. And I don't know if you know this, but the sheriff is like the leading law enforcement officer in his county. Okay, you can have FBI in there. The sheriff is supersedes him in authority. You can have federal marshals in there, and the sheriff supersedes him in authority. Okay, he's the top cop basically, and nobody can take that away from him. Anyway, unless there's an election and he gets booted out or something. But anyway. Look at that joker down in Arizona with that Nancy lady that got kidnapped, and he's done nothing but fumble everything around trying to run the show. Hold on a sec, folks. Okay, so we're going here. Okay, so Levoy I think his wife, another girl, and who the heck? There's another kind of semi-famous person that was in that truck. They were in Levoy's Dodge pickup, and they were going to go and see the sheriff in the other county. And I think it was like a 2-hour ride to that county. So it was, I don't know. To me, that's asking for trouble, because you know that if they want you bad enough, they're gonna get you. I would have rather taken an airplane, rented a rental airplane, and gone to the next the capital of the next county. But as fate has it, he and his I think it's his wife and a young girl and an older kind of a middle-aged guy were all in a truck, and so they got pulled over. There was another car that was with them, and I think a lot of the Bundys were in that car. But when we watch the videos, we'll get that all straight. But so the other car, basically, they just surrendered to the police, and Levoy Finicum said, "You know what? No, we're gonna go see that sheriff, because this can all be resolved if I can just talk to that guy." So anyway, he takes off, and he starts getting followed by Oregon State Police and the FBI. Okay. And they get down the road. I don't know how long it was, but it was in an area. The cops really did you talk about dial M for murder. They did, in my opinion anyway, they did a really good job, because they picked an area where there was no cell service, so they couldn't call for help. And it was way out in the boondoggles, and it was, if they did know they were going to see the sheriff, then they picked a place that was 2 hours away, and there's no way they could have got it, because the snow was very deep. When you see the videos, you're going to say, the snow goes probably halfway up the door of the truck, But, so the boy sees the roadblock ahead, and he kind of stops, and they're thinking about it, and they're talking about it and stuff, and Levoy says, there were some law enforcement people out there at that particular place, and he says, "Look, we're going to see the sheriff. Just let me go by. I want to go see the sheriff in the other county." He says, "But if you're going to shoot me, shoot me." He was very matter of fact about it, and so he just kept telling the people, "We're going to go see the sheriff in the other county. They're expecting us. We're on our way there." And the roadblock did not move, and so my best guess is that Levoy figured that he could go around it, but the snow was so thick that he just got bogged down in it, and the truck didn't go anywhere. Now, they're in the snow in I don't know, I guess it was partly plowed stuff too, and and you have, so let's picture a road, and, you have Levoy's over here in the snow, and you got the road here, and you got the roadblock, and all of a sudden they start shooting at his truck. Well, they were doing that while they were still traveling, too. And they're shooting at the truck, free willy-nilly, I guess to show that, that they're powerful, and you better get out of the truck, or, you're going to get shot, I don't know if you've ever seen cops that have an identity crisis, so to speak, and they think that they're just short of attaining godhood, and and you better listen to them or else. And anyway, start shooting at it. So Levoy, he says, "You know what?" He says, they demanded to get out of the car, so we did, or the truck. And he's in snow. You could tell the snow's kind of deep. And my best understanding about this whole thing is that Levoy used to wear his sidearm. He was a right-handed man, but he wore a sidearm on the left side. And a lot of guys do that, because that way you just reach over and and so he got it out, and he got it with his hands up, and for whatever reason he reached down to his right side, and I don't know why he did that, because the gun was on the left side. Well, when he reached down there, they shot him 3 times and killed him right there, right on the spot. And what you're going to see in the videos, what I found really bothersome is that, usually when they're chasing somebody, or, they finally catch up to him, or they shoot him, let's say, and he's laying down on the ground, they'll always go over and feel for a pulse, is he alive? And, call the medevac, and they're real humanitarian police don't like the criminals, okay, but they have a responsibility to take care of them as much as they take care of the general public. Because a man that's wounded and laying in the snow bleeding is not a danger, okay? So when you watch the video, though, watch, because he's laying there and nobody goes over. Nobody goes over and feels their pulse. Nobody goes over and they turn him over to see if he's got any last words he wants to say or anything else. And that really ticked me off. It just showed me that, man, that was a murder, because if you can kill a man like that and not care, and not try to see if maybe you could save his life so that later on he can go to court and he could experience jurisprudence, and have a court trial by his peers, 12. What did I say? Better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. It's total disregard to the man, any welfare of the man. Well, anyway, he's laying out in the snow, and they're still shooting at the stinking truck, Now, there's 2 women and a guy in there, okay? So, the danger factor for the cops was greatly decreased because Levoy was gone, and he was armed. And I think the other guy was probably armed, too. Typical ranchers, everybody's armed, right? And then they started shooting tear gas. Well, all the windows are shot out. They started shooting tear gas. Now, these people, these 2 women are very, especially the young girl, is like freaked out. Starts praying, oh, God, please save us, help us, God, and stuff. And nobody, for the longest time, nobody's saying, come out of the truck, or anything like that, and these people are sitting in there, their truck is getting shot at, and they're afraid to open the door because they're afraid they're going to get murdered just like Levoy was, So they stayed in the truck and they were trying to figure out, hey, you could hear them saying, well, does anybody have anything white? We could stick a white flag out, or something. And finally, after what seems like an eternity, you can hear the cops say, okay, come out of the car, and come out of the left side. I think it was the left side of the car, and come out with your hands up. So the guy went out there first that was in the truck, and they got him, and then a young girl went out there, and then finally, I guess, Levoy's wife went out there. But she's recorded the whole thing, and how it didn't get confiscated, I don't know. But it pretty well is a good case for, or good proof to prove a murder. It really is. That, along with the video from the helicopter, because it's quite clear, the guy wasn't a danger, and so he was shot by 2 of the Oregon State police officers. Okay, now I don't know what these guys are bucking for. Maybe they heard that there was a job opening in the FBI, and they were looking for 2 guys that are, 2 brave men that are willing to enforce the law at all costs, and they popped the boy, and not a good thing at all, and. Janet Reno, who is the top cop, I can't remember what the office is right now, but Attorney General, that's who she was. She kind of addressed it matter of factly, oh, well, you shouldn't have got out and reached for the gun, blah, blah, blah. It's like, lady, first of all, you were nowhere near there, and obviously you haven't looked at all the videos, because if you look at all the videos, you'd see that the cops overreacted. Why when he was reaching down, they didn't say, put your hands back up, do not reach for a weapon? Nothing. He put his hand there, pop, 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 he's gone. Oh, it just really bothers me when cops murder people and get away with it. And again, this is my opinion that it was murder, and actually it's more of an assassination, in my opinion, than anything else. Because had he been able to go, well, let's think about this. Had he been able to go to the sheriff's office, right, in the next county or whatever, and the sheriff might have been a little sympathetic towards them, the sheriff would say, well, I'm placing these people under my custody for protection. FBI, you guys, Oregon State Police, get the hell out of my office, and don't come back until I call for you. And So, and then he could have worked with other people that were sympathetic, maybe, or even just people that knew that these people's life were in danger. It's really stinking crazy, and happening in the state that I live in. Now, I don't live anywhere near. That's probably a couple hundred miles away at least. But I've been over there in that area, and I know what it's like. And if if you're trying to drive down the road, I can only imagine in the dead of winter, okay, because it's January, and the roads were clear, so that means the plows had been by, and a lot of the snow that was piled up on the side was from the plows, obviously. But then there was also snow that had fallen on top of it. And I would imagine to say that maybe the snow, along with the piled up snow from the plows, was probably maybe 4 feet high. Might have been even higher. I don't know. But when you look at the video, we'll see that it's there's no way he could have made it around there. I'm sorry. Even with the best 4-wheel drive, maybe if he had a Sherman tank or an Abrams tank or a half track, even he could have gotten through there, but not with a regular pickup truck. Even if it had 4-wheel drive, there's no way. Like I said, my wife and I were talking about this today, and we were. It all started when we saw an Oregon State police officer, and I'm very wary about these guys. I really am. I just, I don't want to become a statistic. And if they could kill Finicum like they did, then everybody's fair game. They really, really are. And so what do you do about that? Well, you just live your life. If you're a normal, law-abiding citizen, you live your life and keep obeying the law and don't screw up. And then they have no reason to come after you, right? But especially when you're driving, if you're doing the speed limit or maybe 5 miles an hour over, everybody does 5 miles an hour over anyway. And it seems to be sanctioned by the cops anyway. So that having been said, it's when you see their cars or their trucks, and then you think about what happened in 2016, you're like, you know what? I don't know. I think I'll just, I don't know. There's been times when they've been behind me. I just get off the next exit. Usually they just keep going straight. And I don't do anything wrong. So if I don't do anything wrong, why am I going to be harassed? Okay, maybe there's a tail light out or something, but that's like a common excuse to pull people over anyway. But so let's see. Man, it's only been 28 minutes. I feel like I've been talking for hours. So how does this compare to Texas, to I can't remember the name of the stinking town, Waco, and then Branch Davidians? Well, a lot more people got killed, of course, and but again, it was the actions of a police force, and they brought tanks in there too. And I'm sorry, but that totally violated posse comitatus. If you don't know what that is, posse comitatus originated during the Midwest, the middle of the 1800s, actually after the war, probably after Civil War, because they were trying to tame the West, and you had sheriffs in towns, and maybe a couple of deputies, but that was it. And some of these gangs out there, like cowboy gangs and stuff, they were unruly, and they like to shoot people and things, and so, one sheriff going up against, 30 guys with guns is ridiculous. And it's an invitation to die. But so the government used to come in, the soldiers used to come in and establish justice. Well, that's not something that the Constitution says that the soldiers should be doing. They're supposed to defend us from outside powers or inside powers that are bent on destroying this country, not to be roaming the streets looking for people that might be drunk or misbehaving in that manner. But so a law was signed, and it's called posse comitatus. Yeah, I think I'm saying it right. Which basically says that the laws of and actions of civilian people should be taken care of by civilian law enforcement officers, and so it forbids the use of the military to come in and establish rules and justice. Now there could be like if the president were to establish a national emergency or an emergency in a certain area, a crime emergency, then of course he could have the governor of that state call in their National Guard and go and try to even things out a little bit, calm things down. But for the most part, that's only action. That's an action that only the governor, and on rare occasions the president, but only the governor has the power to do. And so when I watched all that going down in Waco, and I saw the tanks there, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. Tons of military vehicles, military helicopters flying around. And so the people of the Branch Davidian cult, and they were a cult. Okay, I'm not going to deny that. They were very nervous, very sensitive, and so when some cops tried to, I think they were police, tried to go in. I think he tried to go in a one-story roof and then hop into a window from there. They were met by some of the Branch Davidians, and they got shot. And that's where does it say that if you're fearful for your life that you can't shoot an intruder? Even if they have a badge. That's what laws are for. That's what search warrants are for. To keep the cops honest and to keep them from running amok, and to protect the average citizen. So things. I don't know if you may not have been alive when this all went down, but so what happened was the Branch Davidians just kept resisting. The government did lots of stuff. They came and played noises of animals being slaughtered and tortured, and things that in my estimation, are totally unkosher. But so they tried to drive them crazy so that they would finally give up and come out, which they didn't. Or some of them, I guess, did over time, a little here, a little there. But the majority of them stayed in the compound. And so the culmination of this whole thing, if you weren't there or you haven't read too much about it, was that the government decided that they were going to take these special tanks, or armored vehicles, I should say. They weren't tanks, and they were going to go in, pump this sleep agent into the house, and probably get everybody to fall asleep and then go in there and take it. Well, what they didn't figure on was that the sleep agent was flammable. Okay, so you had law enforcement people and also looked like Army around the area and right at the windows. And when this stuff was pumped in, they started shooting, and lo and behold, the fire started. And boy, did it burn like there was no tomorrow. And all you could think of is all those women and children and some guys in there trying to maybe water things down, and with no success, and basically dying a miserable death. In that case, smoke inhalation would have been a better way to die than burning up, but by far. But pretty soon they were gone. And Janet Reno, again, the top cop, it was just like, oh, well, they were breaking the law. Yeah, but when is the law, when is it applicable for the law to take things at such a severity where you basically murder dozens of people, men, women, and children? It's they talk about karma. I don't believe in karma. I believe in that Yahweh allows things to happen that because of our actions. There's always a reaction. When as I say, for every action, there's always an equal but opposite reaction. A lot of times the reactions in these cases aren't equal. Sometimes they're more severe, sometimes they're less. Well, so I call it the law of reciprocity. Okay, if you do something, something might and probably will come back at you. Okay, and here let's use smoking cigarettes isn't a sin. But you can't cry to God when you get lung cancer, okay? Killing your liver with liquor It's not a sin to drink. I mean, we're told to drink in moderation, but some people don't do that. They like getting high from drinking, and when they do, they pickle their liver basically, and die of liver failure. It's a subject I'm not too fond of talking about right now, because I do have cirrhosis brought on by fatty liver. And that, I think a lot of that comes from high fructose corn syrup. If it's got in it, don't eat it, folks. I am a testimony. Do not eat anything with high fructose corn syrup in it. How did that come about anyway? Well, so back in the 1960s, early 1960s, we had something called we had a little outing with Cuba. They were taking in missiles that the Russians were putting there and setting up, and that was only 70 miles away from our shoreline, basically. And it only would take seconds for a missile to come from over there and hit the United States. So Kennedy decided to block the island, and that was a really tense time. A lot of people thought we were going to go to war when that happened, and thank God we didn't. Khrushchev removed the missiles from Cuba, and things kind of settled down. But because of that, they put a very large and nasty embargo on Cuba. And at the time, Cuba was where we were getting most of our sugar. Yes, we were getting some from Hawaii, the sugar cane that grows there. But a lot of it was coming from Cuba. Well, when you're not getting the sugar that you need to make Coke or whatever it is, so many things are sweet anymore, too sweet. But if you don't have the ingredients to make them, well, you can't make them anymore. So in lieu of there being sugar, not being sugar, they decided to use high fructose corn syrup, which is, your body does not know how to process high fructose corn syrup. So it stores it as fat in your liver. Okay. And I'm just afraid that a lot of people are going to be just like me. They're going to have fatty liver because, let's face it, Americans like sweets, okay? I don't love any food, but I like foods. And sometimes, it's nice to get a milkshake or something like that, or to eat a ding-dong or what do they call them, ho-hos or whatever, or a crumb cake, or, I make myself hungry here. But anyway, man, how did I get off on this? Let's see, you're in Cuba. Anyway, let's get back on the subject here. So, the altercation in the early 60s in Cuba, and why a lot of people are dying of fatty liver and cirrhosis brought on by fatty liver. So, it's let's see. Oh yeah, Levoy Finicum. Okay, I'll get it right. Now, I actually did a show, folks, right about the time this happened, because it smelled bad, man. It still smells bad. This whole thing that happened with him, and back then, I'm always looking for something like as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, the government's corrupt. Now, not maybe now. Things that might be getting a little better with Trump. Maybe he's trying to make America great again and better and the whole 9 yards. So maybe he's getting rid of some of that yuck that we had around here. But for the most part, I've never trusted the government. My dad raised me this way too. Don't trust the government. They tell you to go east, walk west. They tell you to look up, look down, because the way they're telling you to look, they're doing something behind your back, or the opposite of what way they're telling you to look. So Levoy. Anyway, I really have a lot of regard for people like Levoy Finicum, the same regard that I would have for John Paul Jones or anybody else that stood up for liberty and justice and tried to expose the system for what it is. I was talking about payback. Not too long after the events in Texas, in Waco, the Branch Davidians. News came out that Janet Reno had come down with Parkinson's disease. Well, was that a result of her brazen disregard for human life? Maybe, I don't know. It could be that it was just in her genetic structure and she would have got it anyway, but maybe what she did by sanctioning the death of so many people is it brought it on early. Who knows? I don't know. But I just know that the way things work in this world, that the payback, especially the payback thing in this world, is just it's really uncanny, and it's unprecedented sometimes how things come apart or go together, so to speak. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I got 3 videos I want to watch. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and watch those, and then if I come across anything else to talk about, then maybe we will. Okay, if not, we'll just call it a day. Okay. So the first video, first of all, I wanted to show you, if you don't know who Levoy Finicum is, that's Levoy Finicum, or before he died, of course. I like this picture. First of all, it's not copywritten, okay, so I'm able to use it. And second, it's got him standing in front of an American flag, and boy, is that an iconic picture with the cowboy standing, holding up the flag. That's just an awesome picture. Okay, so let's turn that off. The first thing we're going to look at is an animated diagram of the murder, or the rubbing out, or the assassination, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll look at a video is titled "Very Deadly Confrontation," and then the third and last one is going to be the actual video that Shauna Cox, one of the occupants of Finicum's truck, was shooting the whole time this was all going on. Now, I got to warn you, it's kind of it's distressing. It's stressful to listen to, and it's if you have an imagination. I mean, if you're 30 or 40 years old or over, and you were born with any kind of imagination, you could kind of almost sit there and imagine it's happening to you. It's just weird. So if things like that freak you out, like live action, people being shot at, and Levoy being killed right there. You don't see that in the video, but you hear them talk about it. So, but anyway, if that's the kind of thing bothers you, before we start the third video, maybe you just want to turn the sound down or go get yourself a cup of coffee or something, and then we'll proceed from there. Okay, so let's look at the first one, an animated diagram of murder, I've titled it.
I got numbers, but I can't call because we have no service. Okay. No, mobile network not available.
Do you have numbers for people here in town?
Yeah. Hang on. Okay, they're shooting.
Hang on.
Yeah.
They're being shot at.
Okay, we're here.
Go ahead and shoot me!
Jim! Trying to.
Let me explain here. An AR-15 shoots a 223 round. It's what a normal M16 shoots. An AR-10 shoots a 308 round, which is a 30 caliber round. That's a hunting round. It can be used for, but it's also was used in the M14 rifle and other various sniper rifles and stuff like that. So they weren't playing around with BBs. These were very serious guns, and to shoot a man, to have an AR-15 and an AR-10, and to shoot a man that doesn't even have a gun in his hand yet, now that's like the biggest form of cowardice that there could ever be. Okay, let's continue here.
down. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Damn it.
Those are the 3 shots that killed Levoy. Ah, jeez. Folks, one of the insidious things about a 223 round is it's unstable. While it's going through the air, it's spinning quite well, but the minute it hits something, it tumbles. So it could go in your shoulder and come out by your hip. That's how insidious that round is. And that's why it worked so well in Vietnam and all the wars where that rifle was used, because unlike the round for the AK-47, which is more of a 30 caliber, and just goes in and does whatever it does locally. A 223 or they call it 5.56 by, I don't know, I don't remember the length, but yeah, when it hits, it tumbles, and that's what they're talking about. The third round was probably a 223 and or 5.56 round, and it so it went in and tumbled and destroyed like the heart and probably any organs that were on that side of the body. So anyway, let's go back here. Disappeared, huh? That's interesting. Usually things disappear when there's a cover-up. Okay. So it's right there. That's an indictment right there, right? And you know what? The cops that shot him, they were exonerated. They were just doing their duty, trying to subdue and take down a dangerous man with a gun. Now, you know, an AR-15 and an AR-10 in a gunfight with somebody with a 9mm pistol, there's just no way to comprehend how insidious that is. I love that word because it really describes this. Okay, let's look at the video of the deadly confrontation. Okay, here we go. There's no sound with this, folks. It's you can just I'll try to maybe narrate. So there you have an officer kind of going around the back of the pickup truck, and you can see there's a cop car right behind them. There is a passage approximately 3 minutes and 47 seconds while the truck sits not moving. Okay. There it is. Nice looking truck, actually. And you can see it almost looks like he's backing. Oh, there he goes. He's going to go. Now, this is after the initial stop. Okay, he figures, I better get out of here. You know, I got to get to that sheriff's office. And he doesn't know at this time, I don't think, that there's a roadblock up there. How friggin' insidious, again. I don't use that word too much, but sneaky and tricky and dastardly is a good word. It is to, you know, to the spot that they pick, you know, no cell service or anything else, you know, it was like, it was a perfect kill box, basically. He's going pretty fast. That's US 395, folks. It goes all the way from Los Angeles area all the way up to Canadian border in eastern Washington. Okay, he's going to be starting to slow down here pretty soon because he's going to see. And he tries to go around. And by golly, oh man, if he just had more speed up, he probably could have done it. Maybe, I don't know. And you see he's stuck there. And he's out with his hands up. Okay. I think that's him. Yep, there it is. They popped him right there. Now look, he's just laying there. Nobody goes up to say, hey, you know, maybe this guy's still alive. And even if, from a dangerous standpoint, you know, you go up and make sure the guy can't pull out a gun and shoot you still. Is he dead? Is he incapacitated? What? So, for both reasons, it was stupid that they didn't go up and check on him. And, man, this is not a radio show like this is not a good thing to have if you have high blood pressure. Thank God I don't. But I could imagine what it would be like if I did. To witness a murder like this and to know that everybody got off scot-free. There'll be justice for him someday. There will be. He might not get to see it, but those who murdered him and the ones that plotted all this, Yahweh's not going to let him sit idle and think that they can get away with it. He's going to take some actions. And yeah, granted, my thought is that the LDS Church is not an affiliate in any way of a Christian church, and so it's more of an extraterrestrial church, actually. God lives on another planet. He's flesh and blood and has sex all day with his wives to make spirit babies that come to Earth. It makes you wonder how he hears their prayers if he's doing it. Anyway, I didn't mean to get lewd. I'm sorry if I did. See, he's still laying there, just laying in the snow. And by this time, they're shooting at the car, or the truck, excuse me. And another thing that was totally uncalled for. Oh, man. Okay, that's the end of it. Okay. So, what'd you think about that, huh? That was, you didn't need sound for that. You could probably, I was glad I was able to do a little bit of narrating, but you could, and hands in the air. Then he kind of reaches down for whatever reason. Maybe he was going to adjust his jockey shorts, for God's sakes. I don't know. But next thing you know, there's 3 bullets in him, and he's dead. Jeez. Oh, Lord. Father, I pray in Yeshua's name that justice is found for this particular case and everything that happened, and that the guilty parties will be prosecuted, and if they're not in this life, that you'll do it in the next, or after everybody passes, and do what you got to do. Okay. All right, so next one we're going to watch is Shauna Cox's cell phone video. And like I said, it's kind of graphic, okay? There's some people that might really be bothered by it. So if you're one of them, please just either turn the sound down and walk away for a little while, or go make yourself a sandwich or something, or attend to your children if you have children. It's because after that, we're not going to be on much longer anyway. So anyway, I will go ahead and let's see. Oh, we've almost been on an hour already. Okay, so let's watch this video, okay, and then we'll call it.
Shoot me, you shoot me. I'm going to meet the sheriff. The sheriff is waiting for us. So you do as you damn well please. But I'm not going anywhere. Here I am, right there. Right there, put a bullet through it. You understand? I'm going to go meet the sheriff. You back down or you kill me now. Go ahead. Put the bullet through me. I don't care.
Where's Ryan?
I'm going to go meet the sheriff. You do as you damn well please.
What for?
Well, I'm going to ask them if they want to go out.
What for? Why are we getting
You want out?
What for? What are we getting out?
Who are you? Yeah, who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Oregon State Police.
Okay, well, I'm going over to meet the sheriff in Grant County. You can come along with us, and you can talk with us over there. You can go ahead and shoot me.
That's a reasonable response.
Right there, put the bullet through the head.
Follow us over there. We'll all talk together.
Okay, boys? This is going to get real. You want my blood on your hands? Get it done, because we got people to see and places to go. No, I don't. You need to back off. You need to back off.
Where in the heck is Ammon? They pulled him out.
Ammon surrendered way back.
Did Ammon?
You're wasting oxygen, son.
Where they gotta.
What? Oh, did they have Ryan? Did they arrest him?
I don't know what they
Shouldn't
did.
have got out.
He shouldn't have got out.
I'm not turning over. I'm going into Day County. I'm
Well,
going
if
into Grant County to see the sheriff.
if we duck, and you drive, what are they gonna do? Try to knock us out?
We
How
probably
much further
get
we gotta go?
To shoot your tires
We
out.
got about 50 miles.
Do we?
Okay.
Tell them to approach the vehicle.
Okay.
And Ryan's talking to him, right?
Okay.
Is he talking to him?
I can't tell.
I can't even see him except the guy behind the door that's got his gun on us. Say we have kids in here.
We hold each other.
Okay, who can we call?
Start
I
calling.
don't have service.
Call that sheriff.
I probably do.
I call.
Here, turn that down.
Okay.
Where's my
Hey
phone?
boys, you better realize you got people on the way. You want a bloodbath? It's going to be on your hand. We're going to go see the sheriff.
That probably didn't help much.
Oh, Joseph Rice.
Do I have his number?
Better understand
I
how
have
this
it.
thing's going to
What's
end.
the number?
I'm going to be
I'm
laying
finding
down
it.
here on the
Hold on.
ground with my blood on the street, or I'm going to go see the sheriff.
You don't have any?
We got people
service?
on route.
I think
Yes, we do. Hold this. Hold
You're
this
wasting
camera.
your oxygen.
Hold this camera. Listen. Okay. Take pictures. Keep an eye on him.
All right.
Keep an eye on Levoy.
Can you take pictures and still have
No,
it
it's going.
recording?
It's recording
Okay,
now.
cool.
Okay. No. I
Okay,
don't
what's
care.
his number?
I'm looking. Just a minute.
You need to back down.
We don't have any service. We have no service here.
Start calling people. They did it because there's no service here.
I
Yeah,
know
they
it.
got it.
They know it. There's no service here at
We
all.
should never have stopped. We should
Yeah.
never have stopped.
I'm going to keep going.
Then we have to duck.
I know.
What are they gonna do with
Go get
Ryan?
Okay.
If we take
We
off,
need
what are
to
they
get
gonna do?
Ryan
Shoot-
back.
Shoot your tires out.
Well,
Most likely.
okay, Ryan Hammond.
Where's
Why did they pull you
Go
over?
get help.
There's no service here.
Just because.
Okay, you ready?
Well, where's those where's the
They got
guns?
him stopped. He can't get around him. I'm going to go. You guys ready?
Okay, get
Duck.
down.
Then you duck
Get
down.
down.
Give me that
Up.
camera. Okay, give me this camera. Go. Got it.
Are they shooting?
Got it.
They must have had the window down.
Keep going.
Okay, what about Ammon and those guys?
We can't get around him. I'm going to go get help.
Okay.
Stay down.
Wait,
Stay down.
I need
Stay
a phone
down.
so I can call as soon as I get service.
Wait up. Yeah, keep watching the phone. See if you get any
I
service.
don't have any. I don't have my
I
phone.
can't even get Joe Rice.
Coming up fast.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, I don't know about numbers.
Well, I got numbers, but I can't call because we have no service.
Okay.
No, mobile network not available.
Do you have numbers for people here in town?
Yeah, but
Hang on.
Okay, 'cause they're shooting.
Hang on.
Okay, let's get down. Okay, we're here.
Go ahead and shoot me.
Jim! Trying to.
Shoot me. Shoot on the ground.
Stay down, stay down. Stay down. Stay down.
You're going to hear 3 pops.
Shoot me. You're going to have to shoot me.
Damn it. Are they shooting him?
He's
Did I
dead.
shoot him? You assholes.
Oh my God!
Hold still, hold still. Stay down.
I can't
Is
get
he
out.
dead?
Don't get out.
I'm an EMT!
Stop it.
No!
Are you hit?
No, I'm an EMT!
No, hold on, don't do anything. Hey, no shooting. Don't do anything. The door's shut. Where the hell is Levoy? Down.
I can't see.
Shut up. Stay down, Ryan.
Oh, God!
Ryan, stay
Let me
down.
out.
Stay down. Oh, shit.
I think they just
Keep down.
killed the boy.
Did they kill him?
I think they did, and they're shooting over here on this
Oh,
door.
I got hit too.
Okay,
Are
hold
you?
still.
Where did you
I
get
don't
hit?
know. It didn't.
Ryan,
Hold still, hold
It's
still.
not
Ryan, where
bleeding.
did you
Hold
get hit?
still.
I'm not bleeding.
Okay, don't shoot
Where
us.
did you get hit, Ryan?
I'm okay. It's on the
Okay, I'm
shoulder.
gonna take some.
It's okay.
I'm taking some. Okay, keep down. Oh, shit. Well, I don't know. Get out of the car. How are we supposed to get out of the car?
Did they tell us to get out of the car?
No, I can't hear anything. I don't dare get out of the car. Oh, shit. Quit shooting the windows.
Where are they shooting
They're
us?
hitting the windows. I don't know. They're trying to break our window.
God, keep us safe, please.
Please, please protect us,
Please,
God.
God. God.
Please protect us. Please protect us. Please protect us. We need help. We need help. We need help.
Did they kill him? They killed
Oh,
him.
I can see a laser coming in.
They killed. Oh my God, they killed him.
Okay. So where's the rest of
Ryan?
everyone?
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah,
I can see lasers going by.
Where did you get hit?
I'm okay.
He's got lasers.
got a laser.
Keep your head down. I can see the laser. If you see a laser, keep it away from us. There's laser on your knee. Stop! I don't dare get out because they'll shoot me.
I know.
Okay.
I don't like hunkered down here either.
Me either, but I don't know what to do because
I don't know.
they keep shooting lasers at us.
Get too stinking lax. Think things are just all dandy and fine. We got too damn lax.
Yeah. Damn, why do they keep shooting?
They're
Why
trying to take my head off. Is what they're trying to
I
do.
know, but all of us? Stop! Stop! Stop!
Please!
Stop! Yes. Ah! That's ridiculous. Because you're stupid. They're going to kill all of us?
Keep us safe.
Father, please. Protect.
Those are gas rounds.
Yeah, they're cover up your nose quick. Can we get out? Do we get out?
No, don't get up.
Breathe. I can't breathe. Okay. Okay.
God.
Okay.
God. Please keep
Okay,
us
there.
safe.
Okay, they got lasers still on us.
We got lasers still on us. Levoy got out. I think they've killed Levoy. They just shot gas rounds into the car. We're hunkered down in here trying not to be shot.
He's shooting at the window. He's shooting at the window. Stop it! Stupid assholes.
Friggin' ridiculous.
More gas rounds. The gas is getting pretty thick in here.
You got nothing to do.
God. Please.
Anyway,
You didn't get out. I don't dare get out. Will they shoot me?
yeah, they'll shoot you.
Hang on, gonna get out. If I get...
Anyway,
Can we put a white flag out?
Yeah, I would put a flag out. Let's put a flag out.
Do we have a white flag? We have...
I'm not sure what they got. What you got?
There's a laser shooting right over here around this.
Okay. The gas dissipates.
He's trying to break this window. He's trying to break the window around.
Okay.
Does anybody have anything white? Does he
I
have
don't
a
know.
wiper on?
I can't get my shirt off. He's a laser trying to shoot this window.
Daisical.
He's got this window open here.
Speak to people. Anyway, they ambushed us on the way to John Day. And now they're shooting into our vehicle. And we're hunkered down. We do not have phone service at this location.
I surrender! Can we just surrender?
Okay, open the left door. Let's get out.
Okay!
That's you, Ryan. I don't know if you can get out. You get out first. Let her in first. Let her out first. You go first. You go first.
Please don't shoot me!
Hey, go.
Okay, I get it out.
Okay, get out.
Okay!
No, he'll shoot Ryan first. He'll shoot you first, Ryan. Hands up. Hands up.
The boy's dead.
Shit. Okay. Okay, go. Okay, hands up. Okay, go.
That poor little girl.
Let him see, Joel. Still.
He said, okay. Wait, I can't go yet.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, hold on, sis. Hold on, sis. Hang on. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, I still got my camera on for a minute. Okay, you ready?
Okay, there you have it, folks. How many ways is that wrong? Shooting at a vehicle that's not shooting back at you and continuing to shoot at a vehicle that's not shooting back at you. I know you can use the argument, well, they probably didn't know if those people had guns or not. And, well, yeah, it's a good argument. But, when you keep shooting at a vehicle like that, maybe thinking that you're trying to provoke people. You're trying to cause them to say, you know what, the hell with this, I'm going to shoot back. And instead of, what am I trying to say? Instead of making a deal with them, or trying to speak to them to where they understand that you mean them no harm if they come out and stuff. But hell, if you keep shooting at people, they're not going to know anything. And my camera's going wonkers here. It's got me really dark, and it makes me really light. And okay, anyway, so there you have it, folks. You have a great injustice that was done. You had you have two Oregon State police officers that should have gone to jail or even prison that were exonerated, let loose, and you have an FBI that, under the leadership of Janet Reno, who was probably one of the most evil attorney generals that this country has ever had, and it was a recipe for disaster. It really was. And I don't know. I think that had things been done differently, the outcome would have been a lot better. And but the overreaction by the police and the FBI is just is astounding. It really is. And it just goes to show you that, no matter how you are, you can be the most peace-loving guy in the world or woman in the world, and you get some cop or another authority figure with a chip on his shoulder, and hey, that your good demeanor and your good actions that you've performed all those years account for nothing. So, but the good thing is that Yahweh sees our accounts. He sees what we go through. He sees the good and the bad, and when he sees the bad in us, he realizes that we're still living in the flesh, but he also realizes that his blood has set us free. So this is a win-win situation. Okay, it's never a loser situation when it comes to Yeshua, his blood and his atonement. And man, I am so thankful for that, and I know a lot of you are too, if not all of you. So I've been toying with a little something, folks, that I'm thinking that maybe I noticed that as I'm going along here, that I'm not falling asleep as much as I used to do. So I might give it another week, and then I might start going live again. I have to, because I want more people to listen. And not that I make no money from this show, folks. No money whatsoever on YouTube or Rumble. Okay. As a matter of fact, it cost me. It cost me to have my website. It cost me to produce this, and it's time that could be devoted to my family and stuff like that. But this is what I've set out to do. I've been doing this since 2010. Okay, since I don't remember when in 2010, but I started out with Jim Wilhelmsen and had 3 or 4 other co-hosts over the years, and finally I decided, I'm it. I'm just gonna. I get tired of trying to tippy-toe around people and placate people, So this way, I can't disappoint myself, and I can't when it's me, when it's yourself, you can't be too critical. I mean, you can if you've got that personality. But anyway, it is 4:45 now, and I got to get out of here. So, folks, it's Thursday, and happy weekend to you. I want you to please do me a favor. I know you don't know me, you don't owe me anything, but go out and have some fun this weekend, okay? Even if you had a great time on 4th of July, go out and have some fun and do stuff that, that you would like to do. With me, I would like to be out in the backyard firing my guns, or I would like to be fishing. I want to go fishing again, folks. I got beautiful rivers here in Oregon, and I'm not fishing them. And I'm going to be doing that real soon. I'm trying to get a hold of my cousin who I fished with years ago. And I just happened to, the line and the hook that I need to use, that worked out really well when I used to fish down there with him. I want to get what that sizes of those are and go from there. But I found my Fenwick rod, and I found my Fluger reel the other day, and boy, I'll tell you, I'm ready. And fortunately, I have some family that lives on a property that's right almost on the Willamette River, the coast fork of the Willamette River. So it's the cleaner fork, let's put it that way. But anyway, so yeah, that's those things I want to do. I want to. Oh, and a little thing I got to share this with you, okay, real quick. A lot of you know that I melt copper and brass and aluminum and turn them into ingots to save for a rainy day. But recently, there's a fire ban outside flames here in Oregon, so I can't get out and do that. So I'm not going to break the law. I'm going to honor the law and everything. And so what I've been doing is some of the things that I've also been removing the silver from silver-plated items, okay? And I'm getting quite a bit of powder there that I'm going to someday be able to just convert into regular silver again. I don't know how much there is in there, but man, sucker's pretty heavy. Anyway, some of the pieces that I have, I decided, and I realized they're kind of bell-shaped. And I was showing my wife the other day. I said, well, look at this. There's an old, like a flute glass, made out of brass. It kind of looks like a bell, and I hit a ding. Oh, what a beautiful ding that was. And so this is my plan. I'm going to make wind chimes out of bowls, these little bowls and stuff that I get. And I know it's going to be a hit, and because I'm going to have them hanging out here, at least 2 of them. And then once I get that done, I can start making more. And I just love being creative. I really do. Yahweh made us to be creative, Whether it's absorbing a book, that's being creative. Whether it's doing stuff that I do, that's being creative. Fixing stuff, that's being creative. He made us to be creative and to have a vision. Okay, of course, the vision is our relationship with Him, and that's the most important one. But also, He wants us to have fun. He wants us to enjoy life. Okay. Whoever thought that Yahweh was some wicked taskmaster that only has rules and regulations, boy, that is the most stupid thing I've ever heard. He wants you to prosper. It's can't remember what it is, but I think it's in Jeremiah. I have plans for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you, to give you, I can't remember it. I'd have to ad lib, to give you a purpose and a goal. And I think everybody should have that. So anyway, get out this weekend and do your thing. If it's being creative, do that. If it's fishing, if it's hunting, well, I don't know if it's hunting season, but if it's anything you'd like to do, go out and do it. If it's women, if you'd like to knit, if you'd like to sew, go at it, man. My wife is a knitter and a sewer, and she has time to get to that sewing machine and make stuff. It's fun to watch her clamber away on that. It really is. So be in prayer for us, folks, especially for my health. Okay, it's I think things are going to get better. I really do, and with your prayers, I know that that'll contribute a lot to the healing process. And anyway, and so and pray for our finances, okay, because they are really difficult right now, and With all the medical bills that are coming in, it's really, really difficult. But I knew we're doing it, we're making it, stuff like that. But and I'm thankful for that. But just keep us in prayer. That's all I ask. Okay. Hey, Yahweh bless you. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. May he make his face to rise upon you, be gracious unto me. May he watch your going out and your coming in, your rising up and your lying down. May he give you the peace that passes all understanding, and may you have a peaceful, blessed, and wonderful weekend this weekend in Yeshua's holy name. Amen and amen. Okay, folks, I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you Tuesday. Okay? Maybe live. We'll see. Okay. Bye now. Bye, y'all.